boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, club swing traders. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. We got Albert in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Amy, Andy, Bill, Brad, DK, Frank. Good morning to Jay, Jeffrey, Justin rocking with us. Good morning to Lenendro. Good morning to Lauren, Aleutian, Marius, Martina, Rob, Tim, Wendy. You guys are piling in. BEA, beautiful. Everybody out in YouTube land. We got a little competition going. I kind of like that. Is the order you come in, you got to list what order you come in. We got Mustafa saying first, Clarice was second, then she changes to third. I'm guessing she's assuming I'm first then because I started it. Technically, nobody could be first then, but whew, we'll see what happens. Richard Jet in the house, Leonard. Good morning to you. All my lurkers in the background of YouTube, they're just not gonna say nothing all day. Look, I still love you. Hit that like and subscribe button, but. Yeah, we got some yeah, Wendy's pretty much nailing them down already. I like it. But yeah, big news from Trumpy coming out doing his thing. There was some early reports. You saw that in let's go to Oracle first. This is let's get off track. ORCL. Let's go into the morning time. And I was like, man, I it shot up so quick, but I had the opportunity. I saw the early reports come out somewhere around like yeah 12:30 something like that in the afternoon, and I was like, Trump's making an announcement today with Oracle. Like they started leaking some of the information what the thing's gonna be about. I was like, I probably missed it, whatever. And then just kept going and then going and then he did talk and then it just kept and then this morning just kept on running. So big investment coming. So you have $500 billion investment, $100 billion up front, and then with the ability to add 400 billion more dollars into investing in AI infrastructure. So Oracle's going to be the big winner on that one. Open AI will be involved, so Sam Altman was there as well. I did pick up yesterday off some of the lows, some of the Microsoft contracts, so I have those running for today. Probably look to take some gains, but we'll see what happens. But otherwise, yeah, big news, and then everything else AI related. Everybody's looking for a sympathy play on what else can benefit from it. The one interesting thing on the entire thing is I think you had Ellis from Oracle. He was talking about like what the actual AI stuff could do, and he was going into the medical field. So I don't know if anybody that listened to the report caught it, but he actually threw out mRNA was another one. So they did get a pop on the news, kind of sold off already, but pretty interesting stuff. Although I don't think mRNA is going to be one of the fan favorites with Trump people. They did have famously known for the COVID shot, so I don't know, but he's talking. Yeah, he was talking about getting into all of the maybe cancer curing vax early detection through AI, through catching it early in the bloodstream, and then creating vaxes based off of individual genes, like your personal genes, plus what kind of cancer it is, and then solo vax to it. So I don't know. Seems interesting, but let's take a look real quick where we're at for the SPY. Clarice says, heck no. Yeah, I don't know. But we got SPY is gapping up, not quite to all-time highs, but also very close to it as well. So you have pretty big resistance at 607.41. You got all the momentum in the world running into this morning as we do have a retest gap. This candle, very interesting. So this is the one where we just almost negated Jerome Powell. This is Jerome Powell Day. This is a candle that we've struggled with since this day. So back in December 18th, almost, yeah, more than a month. We've been in this range where we almost even broke down. Bulls kind of resilient, hung out, not quite above this candle. The high of this one is 606.41. What is impressive on this one is that we are above that last VPOC. So I don't know how far of a retest we're actually going to get. But that is going to be a very key level for me. So if we start getting to the 605.34, I want to watch and see if we get some kind of a bounce. If we start to break it, the next man, I guess we are taking out a lot of support. 604.73 is another one. Again, I'd like to hold that first one. And then maybe that takes us back down to 603.76. If we want to retest yesterday's VPOC, that would take us into like 602.41, but I don't know that we hit that one today. This gap might be very, very strong. And again, my real key level is the 605.34 zone. Big resistance on this one, 607.53. It's a good thing the market kind of trained us for this day for the rest of the every earlier part in January where you have a big move pre-market and then we kind of do nothing for today. Maybe it's a little more chop in the zone. We'll have to see how this one plays out. But big moves already across the board for a lot of individual names. So we'll take a look at Qs, see if we get any more love on the Qs. Qs again yesterday setting up where it was a little bit stronger, had more range. We're pretty much into the targets we talked about yesterday. We do have a little bit of an uptrend, a little high wave indecision, but that high wave comes toward the top of this move. So I think a little continuation on this gap, and then we got some kind of retest. So I'm looking for some kind of resistance to hold 529.82 again, all depending on where we open. And I got another big level all the way up to 530.57. If we could break that one, then I think we got room to like 535.63. Not sure how strong that resistance is going to be, or if every algo in the world, every investor, just we cannot wait to just buy things. We'll see. Tim says my wife was a clinical trial for with NTRA, the scans her blood and cancer cells. How was the actual like treatment? Did it do anything? So I was looking into mRNA yesterday off that news, and I was like, there was I don't know some guy on a podcast or something. He was talking about it. This is from before. He's like they charge $500,000 per vaccine, and he's like it from the early results that he saw, it was like 10% were successful, like very very little, hardly did anything. However, if you are adding a AI into it and maybe it's able to yeah, that's that, but that's the thing, if you do add AI into it, interesting, now maybe you have the ability to bring the cost down, and maybe you could increase the trials, like increase the actual success results. But yeah, I don't know. Helps specify treatment and continues to monitor. Yep. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But again, too, if you're trying to make a play based off of Trump, the immediate winners, Oracle, immediate winners, Microsoft, immediate winners would be I would say even Qualcomm might actually be a sneaky one in there. Maybe. But those are guys that are definitely going to benefit. And then I think anything else AI related, I think Nvidia probably sees a boost from it. I think everything AI related just gives you more backbone that AI could still be around. And we're back to the AI story. So we did a full 360. Full what is it? Yeah, 360. Yeah, that's the one. That's a full circle. So yeah, we'll see how it plays out. But then mRNA could be a winner, but I think that one takes some time. So I don't know. It might be an interesting spot to look, and then they have their earnings coming out not too far away. And if they start talking it up, that might be good. Otherwise, they've already came down and said we're gonna have a rough quarter. So we'll see how it plays out. Take a look at TLT. Clarice says, yeah, because the C19 vax was safe and effective. Well, I saw reports that it did give you a third limb, so like some people have third arms now, which is crazy. So, I mean, more efficient, I think, with three arms than two. You got TLT just inside day, right at yesterday's VPOC. Again, we've seen a little life in TLT starting to come back. We are starting to hit some decent resistance. Yesterday's VPOC did close above the first resistance, and then I think we got to mess around with this 87.96. We get a close above that. Next target up for me is about 88.41, and then you have kind of a gap fill, long range, big move. But I think we have Jerome Powell next week, so keep in mind that one big candle on the SPY was a Jerome Powell candle. We will see. It's still expensive. The material's expensive. I imagine it's expensive. Yeah. I imagine there's going to be a high cost for it, but then there's also probably a decent demand for it as well, I would assume. So And then we got insurance. Just insurance covers it. That's insurance is free pretty much. We won't get any rate hikes, I'm sure. Nvidia. Nvidia. Wait for some of those lines to come in. There we go. Again, another potential winner from the Trump announcement. Even though I don't think the money directly goes to Nvidia, but I think they probably see some trickle effect from it. You do have a pretty decent resistance. We're above the first one, which is like 145.16. Depends on where this thing opens. 145.56. So I would be cautious here at open for probably a lot of things. It's already had these kind of big moves. This is a retest gap from yesterday. Again, do we come all the way back down to 141.32? I have no idea. No clue. I wish I had an answer for that one. It's possible, but the first support 144.15. I have a big target up on this one. That would take me to like 151.19. I don't know that we get there today. I think that would be a tough one to get through with all of this resistance. So if you do start breaking out of this last one, I think you got a little bit more room, maybe 147.17, possibly up to like 147.82 if we get any of those ranges. Otherwise, maybe we don't retest fully yesterday's candle, but at least if we could pull back a little bit, that would get me at least slightly better risk reward if I want to play it. Let's slide this one higher on the list. Justin says, is Trump going to get convicted for insider trading too? uh, well, first of all, even if he does, most likely, yeah, the answer is yes, obviously. Yep. But number two is he's bulletproof. We've seen how many cases against him? Nothing sticks. Teflon Don. So don't even worry about it. It's okay. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. I would say no, I mean not with that deal. I don't know if he has any positions in any of that. The Trump official meme coin. I don't know. We'll see how that one plays out. I hear many men in the background. All right, Tesla. One of the very few not gapping. We had an I don't know. We had a good trade on it yesterday. I'm still mad at it. Is that allowed? I don't know. But yeah, they kind of had a hit piece come out on Tesla like very early in the morning. And the first candle, we were talking about this one. I was even looking to go long, trying to figure out where I could take some kind of breakout yesterday on Tesla because the opening spot location looked really good, lots of room to the upside, and we were trying to figure out how to get into this thing. Otherwise, this market opened and first candle came in. I was like, it's a rough one. Can we play that one? And then we just patient, 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 and then I was like, you know what? We're breaking all these key levels. Let's do the same exact trade we just did. What was it, Thursday or Friday of last week? So essentially same entry, same stops. This one almost got us. Stop was like 405.45. So I guess we had a little bit of cushion in there. But we finally got the bounce back. We hit 2 hours on the trade. We were set up for to hit three. But yeah, I was starting to get aggressive up at that 420 level. It bothers me that 420 level just because I know that's definitely an Elon Musk number. So that's a huge resistance. And then you did have one pullback, and then finally would have ran to those targets. So it got to where we needed it to, but took its own course, took some gains. It is what it is. For right now, it is down when the rest of the market's up. Is that an opportunity to buy? You make that determination for yourself. But I don't think I would be touching it personally until we get back down to this 414.60 level. So let's set an alert down here. Let's see if we could if we're going to try to buy Tesla to the bull side, that's at least give me that. We are starting to break down every single time we come test these things lower and lower. We are getting the bounces off where we want to. But the fact that we keep pushing into those levels, not the best sign in the world for Tesla. So I'll probably be careful on trading this one, maybe to the bull side. If they get a good setup, see something like we like, maybe we could take the shot at it. But uh, not strong. It's kind of weak in a weak market for today at least. All right, let's see which other ones did I miss. I missed a bunch of them. CRM, Salesforce. Let's see, they getting some love today. Some Trump love. A little bit. Hmm. This one would have been a gap and go, hit resistance. This I like the fact we're outside of this range. Bunch of red candles in a row. We've been on a downtrend. This is maybe a little surprise gap for some people, so maybe trapping some shorts. First target on this one. I like the spot we're opening. So as long as we open and holds above 332.10, I'd probably prefer to be long on this one, especially if the rest of the market is moving. I'm concerned about targets. Targets take me to like 334.25, and then if we could break that, we'd probably have a nice trade. 336.78. But definitely clearing out some decent. And again, all of this downtrend, it's recent downtrend overall. You have had a good move bullish, so probably still want to stick in the bullish direction. Um, Wave count wise, I think that's your one, two, three. I don't know if that was your four and five, and those two candles become your ABC, or if we're just still in that wave four. We see one more pullback and then it goes. But definitely broke out of this downtrend a few days ago. That was the retest. Otherwise, that looks like a decent kind of gap and go. We'll put it higher to the list. Maybe we could trade it. Spreads on CRM, I think, are a little bit wider. Not, I don't think it's terrible, but it is, I think, a little bit wider. So we'll check that too when we trade it. Otherwise, I do like that location. We might have some follow through on CRM. Not bad. Amazon and then Microsoft, AMZN. We got looks phenomenal. I am phenomenal. Uh, yeah, that's got some room. Again, this one at almost the high of that previous pivot. This is a retest gap. I think it would be better for us to wait than to just jump in on this one. Maybe we could get some kind of a high wave candle we could take a break on, but that looks pretty good. Amazon might be moving in sympathy of Netflix. Maybe you guys said Netflix already. I don't know. I didn't see it, but if I didn't, I'm surprised. I'm surprised. Netflix. Let's go to that one first. Netflix is just absolutely monster. They were above 1,000 before, so I'm up to 101 at least at one point. Absolutely crushing earnings. Big thing for them. Their subscribers are, I think, subscribers were 16% higher. Not not low numbers whatsoever. Most of it probably due to the Mike Tyson fight. They had a couple other events that were kind of live. I think he had some NFL games that were live on NFL. So subscriptions are up, which is absolutely huge for them. They did raise guidance. I think they put a buyback in as well. I'm not sure how much the buyback was. So really, really good report. Good guidance, increasing everything. And I don't know that I would be a buyer of Netflix close to $1,000. I think a lot of people looking at that $1,000 target. I think eventually we probably get through the $1,000 mark, where we get some closing. So I don't know if I want to fade this thing when the entire market just bullish buy everything and then, but I would see some kind of fade and then something get a couple pushes and then you kind of get some closing. But we'll see where this one closes today. I don't know if I'm going to trade this one. I think if I own shares, I would be just selling into this gap. But that being said, and I don't think it's going to work the same, uh, because again, Netflix did have some unique events this last quarter. But Amazon's getting some a little bit of sympathy from it for Amazon Prime, which again, you're kind of at the highs. See if you get that pullback first. See if we get a little bit better risk reward. But that one does look like it has a little bit more room to run. Disney also getting a little bit of a pump today. Nothing too crazy, but again, Disney Plus. So everyone's kind of now bullish on streaming services again. I don't know that the numbers like Disney did not have the Tyson fight, neither did Amazon Prime. So let's see Roku real quick if that one's getting a pump. That one is getting a pump too. Still into big resistance. Let's go back to Disney real quick as well. That one also into a little resistance. I think Amazon might be your best bet out of streamers if you want to try to play sympathy, and then Amazon has a lot more going for it too, where maybe get a lift elsewhere. Did we check Google? I don't think we did. Google. You guys got a lot of tickers today. I love it. Wendy says we don't want easy money. We want to work for it. Speak for yourself, Wendy. Don't just send me a check in the mail every day, and that's it for me. I don't know. We got Google. Kind of a rough day yesterday, but again, a little bit of a boost today with everything else. So you have a little bit of a gap up. Makes sense. We've been up in the zone before. We've been getting some nervous bulls or some profit taking in worst case. Good consolidation. We're making some higher lows, which is fantastic. We just had a double bottom. Really, really nice. And this is a retest gap from yesterday. So a good gap. It's actually a gap and go from here, but still with that resistance, kind of makes sense that we do pull back. I would love to see this thing. Well, that was our first resistance we closed at. If we close lower than, or if we start breaking down the lows of yesterday's candle, I think then you got 197.37, maybe all the way back down to like 195.99. But if this thing can get you above 199.18, then I think it's good to go. And this would be our almost fourth attempt to hopefully get a close at all-time highs, uh, which I think yesterday was a close at all-time highs, not and price range too. So we'll see. We'll see that 199.10 zone somewhere around there. Decent spot to short if you want to play that inverted hammer after some decent moves. I don't know. Do I want to short anything in this market ever? Probably not. Not sure. Leonard says greedy. Let's see. Mustafa says ticker 24 1A. Funny enough, that's also the name of the vaccine from mRNA. So keep that in mind. That's crazy. Uh, Big bearish engulfing candle. My guess would be you have a little bit of support right where we're at, slightly below, uh, or slightly higher than current price. So watch this 160, 1684 zone. If you can recapture that, you're good. Otherwise, I'd be waiting if you're trying to buy this thing for till 1641 and then maybe down to like this 1559. MSTR. Uh, um, um, I don't know if I would touch this one at open at least. I kind of like it a little bit more to the short side. Still inside day. We're opening below, I think, a good support, which should be 385.91. It's got good room, I think, to retest this 363.14 zone. So I think your risk reward would be a little bit more to the bear side. However, the closest I could get to an entry around 392.42, I think that's where my short comes in. Again, do we want to short anything in this market? Right at open, you might have a little risk reward to buy. So if you're throwing a tight stop somewhere around 378.86, and then your play is up to like 392, you could probably take a play bullish at open and just hope that some of these areas kind of hold. Or better yet, they get through some of that previous resistance. But I think I'm going to need, I think we get some chop on MSTR. Probably today, but maybe just chop in the morning and then you make your move. We'll get this one higher. We'll watch it. I don't think I have strong sentiment one way or the other on this one. Uh, Not yet, at least. Riot. So MSTR we just did. Riot. Uh, Not a great close yesterday. Little bit of a gap up. We did get a close around, but not quite at $12.80. I see one more. We had almost a bounce. 1241 should have been some kind of a bounce. We didn't quite get there yet. And then you got 1226. If MSTR is going to give me some questions, I'm going to put a question mark next to right too. That's not exactly the candle you wanted to see, although we did have a decent run. There's one more thing that we could look at on this one. Let's see if we could do a quick fib. So you're right at that 50% retracement yesterday. So you might have an interesting spot. to try this one bullish. I'm not sure specifically where I want my targets. I know my resistance is going to come into this 13, 14 zone. So if this is bullish, right? If we've made a move, I lost my, oh, there it is. I was going to say I lost my pen thing, but if that's the move, that's a breakout. We are making higher lows. We are making higher highs. We did run into this previous almost resistance. We actually got up there. And now on this move, there's a 50% retracement. You might have a trade for a bullish bounce if you think this is going to happen. For today, for a day trade, I'm not 100% sure because you do have that resistance coming in right here with another resistance right here and another resistance right here. I'd almost want to see this thing come back down a little bit further. So maybe at open, you get that bullish buy, see if that's resistance. I think if you get closer into this range, that would be a better spot to go bullish. But you are at that 50%. So I think you have some risk reward, even on a swing trade. If you want to try to put your entries maybe somewhere at the low of yesterday, stops here, that would give you a 1-to-1 risk reward up to your target, which is not bad. Actually, your 1-to-1 would be here. It's probably about a 1.2 up here. So something like that, if you want to take a swing, kind of design that one. Or if you have stops, if you've already taken this trade, let's say you got in here, your stop was here, I'd probably get my stop moved up a little bit on it just to be sure. But it looks like it's choppy a little bit. Microsoft, MSFT. So again, really good gap. I'm in on this one for calls. We do have some resistance ahead of us. It is a gap and go. Kind of struggled yesterday when some things were popping. The only reason I got some calls yesterday is because I was like, "Oh, if Sam Altman's there, OpenAI, Microsoft is going to see some of those gains since they own a good chunk of OpenAI." So I think you're getting your gap up on this one. I am concerned about some of the resistance. Maybe you can make your way to like 439.09. As soon as Trump was talking yesterday, you got this big candle or big couple candles at least, but big move essentially from 427 all the way up to 440. So we've been here before. This could be an interesting spot for almost a double top. Right now, it still looks bullish. Maybe with this momentum and just everything kind of working out for tech today, this uptrend might continue. Maybe we get past that 440. I'm on the fence if I'm going to sell the calls. I think the smart thing to do. I'll check to see how much I'm up. If I'm up a decent amount where I can just lock some gains, fine, so be it. Otherwise, next immediate target is 439.98, and then if we can break that, we have a decent path to 442.95. I don't think this one happens today, but ultimately, you might see 452.01 again. But kind of a big resistance. I'm a little bit leaning more toward taking those gains. Other than that, that is a morning bell. I can't believe it happened already. That's crazy. But everybody on YouTube land, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe buttons if you have not done.